All right, everybody, welcome back to the Curry's Barbecue YouTube channel. It is Sunday night, so you already know we are live with Zoomies Barbecue and Brisket Daddy Barbecue. What's going on tonight, gentlemen?
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Greg, I don't think that's gonna work.
I can't even put my headphones on tonight.
You got that big
Figure
old
this
hat
out.
on.
There we go.
Gotta flip them back.
Oh, man. What's going on, Chinook Barbecue? Hope you're doing well, brother. Chinook Barbecue actually just sent me his logo on Instagram, which looks pretty
Oh yeah,
dope.
we were waiting on that for the last show.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, man. I'll see if I can pull it up, but it looks pretty good. I'm excited. I'm excited to check to see what he does with the brand. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see.
Nice.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby.
Nice.
So excited to see what he does with it. Who else we got in here? 53 Craft Barbecue. Good evening, brother.
Welcome. Good evening.
Hojo Barbecue. Evening, gents. What's going on? What's going on? So I think we're going to start this live off with a weekend recap. I will go ahead and have TJ start us off with his weekend recap, man. What happened with you this weekend? What did you cook? What was it for? How'd it turn out?
Cooked 2 briskets. Trim cuts were 8.5, 9.5. Finished product was like 5 and 5.5. It took 14 hours because I was still having problems with the wood. And what I learned is that my seasoned wood I've had for about a year and a half might be too dry because the wood that I chopped is burning longer, just not as hot. I'm using a little bit more than what I was using on the very dry wood,
Okay.
but it burns hotter. I mean, it burns longer, like 45 minutes, like you were saying before. Instead of every 20 minutes, I got to throw a small one on. It burns real hot, real fast,
Yeah.
and I'm constantly there.
So that wood might be too dry if you're burning through it like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought I had to have
That's the
smaller
thing, huh?
splits.
And were you were cooking for the family or what?
Well, we took pictures. I have nothing on my socials yet. I just started the social, so I wanted to start getting some stuff to be able to post on there, and also just what you call it, get my stuff straight, basically.
Okay.
I'm all about consistency.
Good foundation.
Yes. So I'm trying to establish consistency, making sure it's going to come out the way I want it to every time. I did mac and cheese. I tried a vinaigrette coleslaw from what was it? Fat Man Barbecue, I think it was. They said it's good. I'm still learning though. I had to chop it smaller.
Okay.
I also tried doing a chocolate chip cookie. Came out pretty good, but was extremely thin. Got to tweak that recipe. So I was just doing a lot of trials and tests.
That's where it starts.
Yeah.
I still
Did you
first
go ahead,
couple.
Sean?
So I still remember doing my first couple like test batches for pictures for the website, trying to get like some pictures of just something out there. So very cool. Very cool. What about you, Greg?
What do you do with all that food? Like if you're just cooking for pictures, 2 briskets and a couple of pork butts. That's a lot of meat.
Yeah. Well, my stepson is in school right now, so he's gonna get some because he's poor. And I give it to some neighbors. I'm actually gonna cut up some and bring it to work to get to some coworkers so they can test it out. I have a lot of people that are interested in. I brought food to work before, and they all love it. So once I give that to them and tell them to follow me on the socials to that, because I definitely have a couple coworkers that said they're going to want to buy when I really start getting up and running.
Good deal. Good deal. What about you, Craig? How was your weekend? What were you cooking?
Yeah, I had an eventful weekend. I did 8 briskets, and I did 12 Dino Ribs. And
I saw you posted that.
Seen that? Yes, sir. And then I did ribs. I did pork ribs. I did a case of pork ribs. I think that was that's 8 slabs of ribs. And then I did way too much chicken. I did 4 bags of party wings.
Yeah.
I only sold 1.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I did way too many chickens. And then baked beans and macaroni and cheese and brisket fries. So I cooked for a community event. That was supposed to be Friday night. So I cooked early Friday morning. And then and then on Saturday, I was getting a lot of calls for business. A lot of calls for business. So I started delivering and taking some, delivery orders.
Very cool. Very cool. Good deal. Good deal. What's going on, JM? Welcome to the stream. Bowser's, I see you. Bowser's Barbecue. What's going on? Your average logical thinker. What's going on?
There she is.
I knew when she seen you on, Greg, she was going to be on.
I was waiting for her. I actually went to the site. I was watching the videos.
Oh yeah.
Wait. Oh yeah, I went and watched a couple of talks.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, she has I love it. I'm down. I'm game.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the way she thinks. She just has hey, listen, she just says 5, 10, 15, 20-minute rant.
Yeah.
And it's great topics. I can listen to her all day.
All right. All right.
Why you blushing, man?
What's going on, Pedro? How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. So my weekend was pretty well. My Four Queens barbecue's in here as well. Let's go. My dog's actually got zoomies right now. Speaking of zoomies barbecue, look at this guy. Just going crazy. Now he knows he's on camera. He's like, let me stop. So we had a pretty good weekend at the restaurant. We did about 8 briskets, about 9 slabs of ribs, 4 turkey breasts, about 25 pounds of jalapeno sausage, and then baked beans, coleslaw, elote, all that fun stuff. So it was a pretty good weekend. Not the craziest weekend, but we did all right. So yeah, it was a good weekend. I do have some good news and some big news, though.
Big news, yeah.
Yes. So the 250-gallon smoker pit has been completed.
Oh wow.
And it will be ready for pickup tomorrow.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Wow. Congratulations. Yeah, very nice.
Thank you. So I will be going to pick that up.
Yes.
Tomorrow afternoon.
I bet you will.
I haven't seen it yet. He's keeping it under wraps until I go look at it. So we'll go pick it up tomorrow afternoon and get it on the trailer, get it back to the restaurant, and the fun begins trying to get it into the smoke shack.
Yeah, so he's not doing that for you. You're doing that on your own.
So that was an additional cost that I was not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a little bit higher than I was thinking it was going to be.
Okay.
So I'm figuring the logistics of that out on my own. So that'll be fun. But the important thing is that it's done. And we'll go pick it up tomorrow. And for all of you guys that were wondering if PRN Barbecue Co. and Paul was, had their stuff together and if they could really make those 90-day lead times work, I can tell you for 100% fact, absolutely, they can and they have, because my grand opening was basically 90 days and he's actually a little bit early. So I have to look back and see the exact day that I ordered it, but I know he's well within those 90 days. So that's going to be exciting. That's good
business. Good business.
Yeah, that's really good. Give you a chance to actually get on it before the opening.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to fire it up. Get it seasoned, season the smoker, get some smoke in there, get some vegetable oil on there, get it all seasoned up and ready to go, and probably do some kind of test protein on it at some point during the week, because I'm going to use it this upcoming weekend. That way I got a good grasp on it for the following week when you two gentlemen get here and we have the grand opening.
So
you better bring
me-
somebody extra to film that sucker when you're picking it up. You need to film the whole process, putting it in.
I'm gonna film it. I'm gonna film it. If I have someone else to film, I will, but I will probably film it myself.
You can't film while you're pushing.
Well, I got to stand. I got to stand for the camera.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, we're at this moment. Why do you explain to our viewers why do you season with vegetable oil versus a beef fat oil, or beef oil, or an animal product oil?
Because it's cheaper. I mean, you want the real? I give you guys the real here on the channel. I don't sugarcoat anything or try to make them. Yes. I mean, you just take those spray cans, that you get from the grocery store.
Pam.
Oil, Pam.
Okay.
Yeah. And then that's to season the inside of the smoker, right? Try to kind of build up a protective layer on that metal before you start cooking real greasy meats and stuff in there.
Okay.
So basically, do a good. What's that? So basically, do a good spray down of the entire inside of the smoker with vegetable oil, and then just run a good fire for an hour or two, and just let it kind of cure to the inside of the smoker.
Good. Thank you.
Yep. I got some people in the chat. I'm gonna catch up on some comments here in a moment, but also Paul's gonna be out there for the grand opening. If I'm not mistaken, he's gonna bring his 250-gallon smoker that's on his Overlander trailer package. So that's gonna be kind of a little bit of a showpiece, little advertising for him, but also I think it's gonna draw in a lot of people from the road too. So that'll be good.
That road stays pretty busy.
Oh yeah, it's crazy busy.
Oh yeah, good.
It's crazy busy. Yeah, crazy busy. Bowser's Barbecue said, "Hey Kirby, since we're both local, where do you get your turkey breasts? Every time I go to HEB or Kroger's, they never have any. HEB has them. HEB has what you need. You just have to ask somebody in the meat department for them. HEB has them. They just don't always put them out. And so you got to ask somebody. But I get mine from Cisco or Gordon. You can get it from Gordon Food Service Store. That would be a good option because you don't have to have an account with Gordon. You can just go in and buy it. But HEB will 100% have them. You just gotta ask somebody." Brandon said, "Awesome news on the smoker. 53 Crap Barbecue. Congratulations. About to have with Big Phil Smokers work on my second pit." Okay, I see you getting the second big one. Your average logical thinker was the smoker you show on your IG page. Yeah, that was the smoker I was showing the progress of it. It is complete, but I have not seen or gotten a picture of the complete thing. Paul's gonna be going live on Instagram tomorrow, showing it off tomorrow morning before I pick it up. So,
are you gonna watch it? You're gonna hold off until you get there.
I wish I could say I was gonna hold off, but knowing me, I'll be in the car and I'll see him go live. I'll get a notification he's going live, and I'm gonna have to watch it. But we'll see if I can resist the urge. Let's see.
What's in the chat?
JM said, "What are you going to call the 250?" I don't know yet. The nameplate I got on it, I just put Kirby's Barbecue. I didn't do any fancy name for the nameplate, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to call it yet.
Are you leaning more of a like a lady's or a gentleman's name?
Well,
Big Bertha.
Well, the two smokers I have now are Texas Longhorn related. So my Big Bertha smoker, I named it Big Bertha because that's what we call our big drum, the band's big old drum that they beat at the football games. They call it Big Bertha. And then the Pecos, I named it Bevo because that's our mascot, big old Longhorn.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
JM said try avocado spray. Okay, yeah, that's another
Okay.
option. That's another option. Kirby keeps it 100 because it's cheaper, bro. Yeah, it does the job. It does the job. Ronald Knox Jr. said, I used Pam's on my new smoker on Thursday. Okay, that's right. 53
I use
crab.
Pam on mine.
Yeah, you use Pam on yours?
That's what I
Okay.
did when I did.
And
the
I
burn-in.
use, yeah, I use Pam on mine also. I was asking because for the griddle, it specifically states not to use an animal fat because it can break down, I guess, parts of the metal on its first initial, burn in or seasoning. So they
Really?
strongly suggested not to use any kind of beef fat or animal fat. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for the initial one for Blackstone. I remember that too.
Yeah. I can't remember the reason, but yeah.
Interesting.
I felt it was
Maybe
just
someone will
something
put it in
like
the chat.
I took it as animals might get to it or something a little bit.
Nah.
It's just I don't know. I mean, I use the conditioner and just olive oil.
For sure.
Okay. Okay. 53 Crap Barbecue said, next we'll see you growing into a 500 gallon, only up from here. Yes, I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. Fat Man Barbecue said he's done the same with Pam Spray. Okay. Good old
Hey, Fat
Pam.
Man, good to see you.
out.
Good to see you online tonight, Fat Man Barbecue.
Your average logical thinker said somehow Big Bertha offends me. Big Shirley is more PC in my opinion. LOL. I have never been PC, number one. And number two, this has to do with school pride and sports. Nothing to do with Big Shirley. I don't know if y'all ever watched Kevin Samuels when he was around, but we're not talking about you, Big Shirley. Awesome. Awesome. So what else is going on, gentlemen? That's about all the news that I have. Smokers coming in tomorrow. And I'm just kind of getting ready for grand opening, just working on a new revised menu for rolling out for grand opening. But other than that, man, pretty calm over here.
Yeah, following up on the weekend, I had my first community event as a MEV, which stands for a multiple event vendor. It means I paid a one-time fee to the county, and I'm able to do as many events as I want to within the year. And so my first event was at Stone Lake Elementary School, and as a vendor, I was doing the brisket sandwiches and the fries, everything, the ribs and Dino Ribs. They said 1,000, 1,200 people, but I didn't get that. There weren't that many people that came to the food court area. Everything was spread out around the campus. And, I did have a line, and we held a line, and we were able to serve sandwiches in 30 seconds, ribs. Service was very fast. But the numbers just weren't the best, just simply because I cooked too much food that I wasn't able to sell. So, I learned a lot. I should have probably started cooking my proteins earlier in the day. And then, you got to really gauge and do a better job on estimating how many people are really going to be at that event. When they tell you there's going to be 1,000 people, I assumed 600, but I only was prepared to make sandwiches for 300 people, but that didn't happen. Maybe 150, 200 sandwiches.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And what do we talk about? Event coordinators are what?
Liars.
Liars.
Liars. Not on purpose, but they just overstate how much business they think they can get for you. And you got to know that. Man.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Average Logical Thinker. I appreciate that.
Brian says today's leftovers are tomorrow's soup.
Yeah. I mean, I can use it if I have something in the next couple of days, but we like to serve up, fresh food as much as possible. Right. So sometimes I think in this industry, as I'm going to be learning, we will have lost. There will be waste. So I did take advantage of some time yesterday and just started answering the call. big news, big update. My pop-up location is shut down. Like there's a fence around the whole building. It was inundated with the homeless. The homeless took over, and I couldn't keep it clean fast enough. Even when I cleaned it and left, they'd come right back in. And so I guess somebody complained, and they put a fence around the whole thing. So I got a problem on my hands because people are saying, "Hey, you guys open? You guys open?" I went by your place, and so I got to figure something out.
You're gonna have to find a new spot.
I'm gonna have to find a new spot like tomorrow.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find a new spot, but there should be plenty of places. You just gotta search for them.
Yeah.
Gotta search for them.
Yeah.
And there's also a place. I know a place in New Caney, Texas, that you could come sell some barbecue at. We got some very affordable houses in the area. You could always move to the great state of Texas. I'm gonna just keep throwing that out there. You could always move to the great state of Texas.
I don't know. I don't know.
Look,
I don't know. That's all I'll say for now.
Let me tell you something, Greg. We get tons of people from California who sell their houses for $500,000 or $1 million in California.
Mm-hmm.
They come out here and they buy our houses cash, bro. Because
I know.
you could come get a nice house in my neighborhood for between $250,000 and $300,000.
Oh, wow.
Easy.
Oh yeah.
Easy.
Oh wow. Yeah, but then I gotta displace the whole family. The kids are gonna be pretty problematic. The wifey is working virtually, so yeah, I mean,
let me tell you something. When you move to the great state of Texas, you get a pay raise.
Yeah.
Automatic pay raise. No state income tax. Everything's cheaper. It's like being transported back to California 25 years ago, bro.
plus a signing, plus a Kirby's barbecue signing bonus. Yeah,
we can talk. We can talk.
we can talk.
We can talk. Let's see. 53 Crafts says, "Dang, Brisket Daddy, hate that for you. Hopefully, you get another spot."
Yeah, man. 53 Craft. I was bragging. I was getting greedy. I thought I was like, man, I was seeing 5K all day. Right. We was on this live stream talking about I was gonna do it. Yeah, that didn't happen. And I'm okay with that. So, like I said, on my Saturday, I sold 3 pounds and some sides, a couple sandwiches with some delivery fees, and I made up some great cost, especially for those Dino Ribs. And then I went to work. I had to work a production job Saturday morning. And I took my food warmer with me because I was going to take the food and put it in my commercial kitchen fridge. And I opened up my hot box and just was hit with just so much heat, radiant heat and great smell. And so I said, you know what? I'm taking this with me to show. And I was able to sell 4 Dino Ribs, at work. So selling those 4 ribs, doing a few orders, like I feel I'm okay. I was able to pay my staff happily this morning. And I covered my cost. Didn't make a lot on the profit, but I'm gonna find a way to get back out there in the next couple of days and get this stuff sold off before I can't.
For sure.
You got paid in an experience.
Oh yeah, 100%. I worked like a dog. I worked all day. I started cooking at 3 a.m. and then I couldn't stop every second.
All right, Greg, here we go. Your average logical thinker. Everything's cheaper and bigger in Texas. Ronald Knox Jr. I moved from Charlotte, North Carolina to Katy, Texas. I love it.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
I may have to start looking then. I may have to really start looking.
It's a good life out here. It's a lot less stressful.
I could imagine. I definitely could imagine that.
I'm telling you. 53 crowd, that 5K plus is still out there for you. You were able to build your followers up. Yeah. For sure.
Yep.
For sure. I've got a lot of videos planned for the members. I've got a lot of members first videos and a few members only videos I'm planning on posting within the next 2 weeks. You guys will have. I got a list of. Let's see. Let me not lie to you. I got a list of. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five videos that the members of the channel are gonna be getting, that are gonna be some bangers. They're gonna be some really, really good information that I don't necessarily want to put straight out on YouTube, but the members are gonna get that information. So I'm excited to be dropping those videos. I just got to find the time to get them done.
Yeah, that's my number one problem with my whole business right now. Is just finding time to actually, make these posts and to share content, because I'm just so busy, messing around with the proteins and cleaning. There's just not enough time for me to whip out my phone and set anything up or even try. It's just not doable. And I've just accepted that. And, when I can. We just try to make. I even made a post for my Friday event and it never went out.
Oh wow!
I made a whole reel, and I just never got time to sit down and put the few touches to it and hit send.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I feel like I haven't made a bunch of like just actual videos outside of live streams in a while. I was on a run of being super consistent, pumping out videos, and those days that I was doing them on my prep days.
So prep talk.
Yeah, my prep talks, because I got nobody else there. There's no customers to worry about. I'm able to just set up the camera and talk while I'm prepping. So I got to get back to doing that, because that was beneficial. So I'm gonna get back to doing that for sure. I got another piece of information as well. Starting next week, we will be serving certified Angus beef brisket.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Yes. So my supplier, my Cisco rep, came in clutch again and was able to get me a good price on those. So we're in business. It's gonna be good. I'm excited to see kind of the quality difference, and also be able to promote that, we're serving certified Angus beef on our menus and all of our social media and things like that. So it's a big help. So when people see the price of the brisket, but they also see, oh, well, it's certified Angus beef, that kind of lessens the blow a bit, right?
Yeah. So how much more is
what
that
do they
going to
charge
cost you? Yeah.
So get this, it's only 20 cents more a pound than what I'm paying now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I'm getting it for about $4.42 a pound.
Oh wow.
So that's a win. And Greg was actually on the phone with me. It's kind of crazy yesterday. Greg was on the phone with me yesterday while I was at the restaurant, and I was like, man, it's slow, it's dead, yada yada yada. And then literally like 2 minutes later, we get a bunch of people come up, and I'm like, Greg, let me call you back. I call him back like what, 25 minutes later, 30 minutes later. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dude, we sold out. We're done.
Yeah, I was actually upset because I had just kind of rolled up to the house and I wasn't doing anything but just scrolling on the phone. And then I was looking for your average logical thinker, started watching her for a while, just kind of looking at that. And then Sean calls me back and he's like, yeah, I'm sold out. And I'm like, wait, what? I've been sitting here wasting time and you're making money. Like, this is crazy. Yeah, literally just like that. And then I think I was on the phone with you again, and the customer came back. You had sold out at that time. And then the customer's like, hey, I just came back because, man, that brisket was so good. I wanted to order another half a pound. And Sean's like, yeah, no, we're out.
So,
it's like, oh, man.
So this guy, he came kind of during that rush, maybe a little bit before, and he had ordered a half a pound of brisket. And he was like, man, that's expensive for brisket. And he was like, this better be the best brisket I've ever had.
Right.
I just stay quiet, whatever. Sold him the half a pound. And then literally like 30 minutes later, he comes back to buy another half a pound. I told him, you're going to have to come back tomorrow. You should have been sleeping on me.
Yep. Sleeping on me costs you more because a half a pound is 20. So if you get a half a pound from me and come back, and you won't do that twice. You just might as well just get the 1 pound and keep on moving.
Yeah. So that was good.
Yeah, that was it. That's a true story. That happened just like that.
Yeah. But it's weird. It's been happening like that lately to where we'll have a decent lunch rush and then the middle of the afternoon will kind of be dead, which is pretty typical for restaurants, to be honest. But we were seeing like very consistent business throughout the afternoon for a while. And then now it's kind of defaulted to normal restaurant hours. Typically between 2 and 4 is the restaurant's slowest time.
Yep.
And that has happened for us now. And once we get after 4, once we get closer to 5 o'clock, we just get that second big rush. And I'm like, cool.
Early dinner.
Yeah. So
TJ, how are the results for the food that you made? Like, how were you happy with the brisket? You want to talk about the brisket a little bit? The bark?
I was happy with it. I got a 14 pound and a 15 pound. Well, no, 13 and a half and like a 14 and a half. When I trimmed it down before cook was 9.5 and 8.5, and finished product was 5 and 5.5. Shrank down, but I tried to cut a lot of the fat so I didn't have huge chunks in there. And it went down. I only cut up the one at the 5. I still have the 5.5 that I'm gonna trim up after the call here and then vacuum seal to take to work with me tomorrow. I was pleased with it, and I forgot I actually cooked a turkey breast today on there for the first time, and it came out pretty good. I'm not a huge turkey person, but
we're gonna change that when you come down. I'm telling you right now.
But it came out pretty good. I'm just not a huge person on that, but it worked out well. I forgot to mention I cooked that today for the first time. I haven't done ribs. I did ribs on my pellet smoker a while back, but I haven't done it on the new smoker yet.
Okay. Yep.
But I was pleased with the outcomes. I was figuring out how to do the breadcrumbs on top of the mac and cheese because I've not been successful before, but I found a way to get it done.
Okay.
To where it comes out nice little sprinkle, nice little texture into the mac and cheese. And I actually do a little bit of a buffalo sauce, so it's got a little nice kick to it.
Okay.
That adds a little flavor to it for the mac and cheese.
Well, buffalo mac and cheese. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be getting lucky at work tomorrow then.
Yeah. I'll give a couple coworkers some stuff.
Okay.
So, but I was pleased with it, but it was a lot. It definitely was because I'm still trying to. But I've noticed. So I did sausage, and I'm getting faster at it. However, the sausage I just did was having a little bit of problem with the snappiness of the skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What temperature are you cooking them at?
Well, so I did a cold smoke on it for a good 3 or 4 hours, and then cooking it at I think that might have been where the problem was. Is that might have did it like 180 for about an hour.
Too low.
Too low. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a lot of other stuff. I was dealing with the briskets, and that's probably, now I think about it, is where it was.
Crank your temperature up, and then also like 220. I would say 250, honestly, 225, 250, and then also, did you case them the same day?
I cased them the day before. I cased them on Friday and cooked them on Saturday, and I did the racks in the fridge, but still put some fans on it before I put it on a smoker. So I think that's what it was. Is I cooked it when I started putting heat to it. I cooked it too low because I didn't have that problem with the the jalapeno cheddar ones that I did the other week.
Okay.
Those came out better. So that's where I screwed up. Now I think about it, looking back, I should have had it at 250 to cook them
Well,
up to temp.
Brian Bowe said, I thought people cook turkeys whole. No, not in the barbecue game. We cook turkey breast in the barbecue game. Got to maximize the amount, the per poundage that we're getting. We don't want to pay for all those bones.
Also want to say hello to Pit Valley. Looks like they were in the chat. Wanted to say thanks for joining us this evening. And yeah, get in the chat and start up a conversation. Let's talk about something. Tailgate 360 LLC. Good evening to you. Again, thank you for joining us this evening. Hey, just wanted to just real quickly speak on the coaching that Kirby's Barbecue offers, and it's been very beneficial to me. I've been in the game since December, and since then, Sean's helped me get my business license, my recipes, my cooks, staffing, money, just every dynamic of my business and where I am now. I'm talking to him on a daily basis. I still have the membership. I bought the membership 3 months ago, and my membership is still hitting my account I see it every month. I was like, okay, I'll pay my tithes and offering. So I just wasn't a one time, 1 month, and get out. So it's been beneficial to me. I see the value of having it, and just want to encourage anybody watching the live stream tonight, if you're on the fence about deciding to be able to get access to get your questions answered, to be able to get your text messages right back. Now's the time, because in just a couple weeks, the price is going up, and I'm gonna throw it over to Sean to keep talking about the rest of the services that he provides, and what he can do for you. But it's helped me immensely.
Yeah, for sorry, my dog is whining.
Yeah, it's all good. Sorry for putting you on the spot about the coaching services, but I mean, that's kind of a little bit about why we're here. TJ, I think you're a member also. You've got some experience in that department also, yeah?
Yeah, I am a member for coaching. I have not used it yet because I've been swamped at work.
Yeah.
Also, I know Sean's busy. I was really gonna wait till I come out there to bother him.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta wait, man. You ain't gotta wait. If you got stuff you want to talk about, we can talk about it. But speaking of that, yeah, I mean the business, the one-on-one business coaching, it's not just a money grab. It is a way for you guys to get my time one-on-one, over the phone, through text, so on and so forth, to be able to kind of cut the learning curve down to almost zero for what you're doing, because this is a new business, this is a new thing for pretty much. It's got to be new for everyone at the start, right? And there's tons of questions and tons of things that come up that you may not know the answers to, just because you haven't been in the business long enough to know the answers. And that's where the coaching comes in. And the way I like to describe it is, hey, let's say Brisket Daddy Barbecue wanted to bring me in as a partner in his business, right? At that point, I'm taking a percentage of his business. And nobody wants to give up a percentage of their business to anybody. So you have the opportunity to pay a very nominal amount to basically get a partner in business. When you join the barbecue business coaching, you're essentially gaining me as a partner in your business without having to give me any equity whatsoever. So it's a win-win, right? And I see Fat Man Barbecue there.
I saw that. I was laughing.
Oh, I missed it. Let me get to the chat, the real chat.
It's a win-win. But at $50 a month right now for me to give you unlimited coaching. After the 30th of this month, it's going up to $100 a month for all new members. So if you're trying to get in now before the price goes up. That is a real deadline. I promise on the 30th, it will change to $100 a month. I can guarantee you that. And then these two guys, as members of the channel also, whether you're local or not, you have the opportunity to come up to my restaurant, schedule it with me anytime, and I'll let you spend, a couple days with me if that's what you want and learn the ins and outs of the barbecue business and how we're doing everything from the prepping to the cooking to the ordering to all that good stuff. You'll learn the ins and outs so you know what you're doing on your venture. Oh, that's right. The Fat Man Barbecue, he is on the business coaching as well. I sent him the link. So he is good to go. I believe he signed up this afternoon. So he's good to go on that.
And Sean keeps it real. Like I was like, like I threw a situation at him and he gave me like the right, answer solution of how many days I should be holding something or how long I should be holding something. And I said, well, if I still need to do what I need to do, he's like, it's your business. Ultimately, you make that decision. I'm just here to coach you along to tell you how I do it, how others how there's other professionals that I work with in the restaurant business do it, how I did it when I was a general manager at GM of a large scale organization. So, what I'm going to tell you is going to be by the books. But there are some gray areas. I know he lives in that gray area, you have to, as you get going. Right. So we have to figure that out on our own as we make the best decisions for us. But he's going to give you some logical, sound advice that's just going to help you to just to be able to think about it. Right? He's going to ask you those questions and just give you the answers that's going to make you make the right decision, basically.
Yeah, and
thanks,
I always say this, but there's barbecue guys that are on YouTube, and then there's YouTube guys that are doing barbecue. And I'm a restaurant guy doing YouTube. It wasn't YouTube first. And like the restaurants that I used to manage, our restaurants were doing about $2 million a year. So it's not like I just came on here. I'm like, hey, pay me $50 a month, pay me $100 a month, and I'll teach you. It's like, no, guys, I was running a restaurant that was doing $2 million a year. Like, I know what I'm doing. you know what I mean? So you're getting good information, you're getting good coaching and good one-on-one time. So anyway, I'm excited for you guys to get out here because I'm gonna run you guys through everything. Y'all gonna learn everything from A to Z. Especially coming in as early in the week as you are, y'all are gonna get to see the entire process.
That's why I bumped the day up.
Yeah. So what are you most excited to see or to learn?
For me, it's the experience. It's experience. I mean, I did the restaurant industry for like 8 years myself. All the way from the bottom to general manager doing ordering, but that was easily 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I know things don't change that much, but it's just experiencing new stuff. And then I came alive in the kitchen anyway. I love the rush. I love handling multiple things. That's where the zoomies for me comes up, is because I get the zoomies in there. I'd be all over the place because I can multitask. I hope I still can do it though.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right. I don't have any doubts about that. What about you, Greg? What are you looking forward to the most?
Man, the sausages. The sausages.
The
sausage. Learning how to make sausages. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sausage,
grinder
stuff out right there. Yeah. So
this food warmer, you keep this.
50.
We'll be doing sausage on Wednesday.
Yeah. Wednesday morning.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be good. I think what I'm most excited to show you guys, honestly, is
the new
food.
pit.
Well, the new pit, yeah, absolutely. But I want to show you guys a quality of food that you may not have seen before. Like, I try to pride myself on making sure the quality of what we're serving is top notch. And because, and TJ's close being in Louisiana, but the if you've ever been to any of these top barbecue restaurants in Texas, like, it's on another level.
Mm-hmm.
what they're serving you typically, not all the time, but typically at the real top places, it's on another level. And that's really what I want to show and display that weekend. JM said, I agree about the zoomies while feeding people. For sure. For sure. Let's see. What else we got to talk about, gentlemen? I know we're coming up close to our time. This is going to be a short live this evening.
Okay.
This is not going to be a long one like we usually do. It's been a long week, long weekend. And
Yeah.
we got to spend time with. But what last topics do we want to go over?
Let's go over. Fat Man wanted to talk about some Dino Ribs tonight.
Okay.
Dino Ribs. So they're sold in a case of 24 bones, and they're vacuum sealed with 6 bones in each package. There's 3 bones on one side and then 3 bones on the other side, vacuum sealed together for a total of 24 bones. There's $7.49 a pound, and the case was 47 pounds. So yeah, that's a couple $100 of proteins there. And yeah, it's a lot of money. So you have to sell those at $30 a pound. And it's really challenging to do because the entire family thinks that nobody's going to buy a rib for $30 a pound. And you know, it's a scary venture to spend that kind of money. And so I was able to get them off, but not necessarily for 30 a pound. They ended up selling them for $30 each. And so, you know, there's going to be a loss obviously somewhere in there. But it was a great experience to be able to, I got them because I needed to know how they were packaged, and then I wanted to learn how to cook them. So lost on the few that I have, I'm okay with. And I've got 6 more left. Go ahead.
That was your first cook with the Dino Ribs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You had to buy a whole case?
You have to buy the whole case.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, you know, I don't think I'll be doing that again unless I do pre-order. So I'm going to make a post, I think, tomorrow and say, hey, pre-order your Dino Ribs for Thursday.
There you go.
That will help.
Okay.
But they looked great. They came out great. The ribs were amazing. Go ahead, Kirby.
4 Queens said no cigar today, Brother Kirby. No cigar today, my friend. I am staying away from the cigars and the alcohol until grand opening, and then we will let the festivities recommence.
Oh, speaking of that, how'd the free beer go?
It went over pretty well. It was kind of 50-50. Like there is a lot of people in my area that don't drink, but the people that do were certainly enjoying the free beer. So it was good. You know, one of the guys was like, I'm going to be here every week. I was like, all right. Won't lie. So yeah, no, that went over well. Good. I got a good question here. Bowser's Barbecue said, new to the game, I know if I do a pop-up, I can't bring pre-made food. So if it wasn't, if I wanted to make pork butts and briskets, how do I accomplish that? Okay.
I can answer.
So,
I want to answer.
You want to answer it?
I want to answer, and then I want you to answer.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, first off, who said that pork butt wasn't cooked on location? They don't. Nobody knows that you didn't cook that. You can bring whatever you want to bring cooked. Just because you know that it's cooked, does not mean that anybody else knows that was cooked. So, are you able to show up with the smoker or with the cooker? I could see. I guess I was answering that because I'm showing up with a smoker, and I know that
he's
thinking. Okay, yeah. the health department is not asking where this was cooked, and they don't know that you've been there for 1 hour, and they don't know if you've been there for 5 hours. So my food is cooked right here. Nobody has to know anything that you don't tell them. That's my answer. Sean?
Yeah, my answer is this. Okay, so when I was doing pop-ups, the way that I did it was, yes, I would cook my briskets and my pork butts the day before at my house in my backyard on my smokers, but I made sure I had a tent. I actually had a pop-up tent in my backyard covering the entire cook area. I had a folding prep table out there in the backyard. I had, a sanitizer, towels. I was wiping the table off all the time, anytime I was using it. I made the area as clean and as sanitary as I would have had it if I was working in my restaurant space. Okay.
Right.
And then I hot held those overnight in a food warmer, similar to what Zumi's Barbecue has in the background there. Okay, the Vivor. And then I took those to the pop-up site the next day. And then I had my smoker at the pop-up site, and I cooked my turkeys and my ribs the morning of, because those are really proteins you want to do the morning of, right there on site. So to anybody coming by, anybody looking on, it would appear as I've cooked all of these proteins there on site. Now, we're not trying to get around the system. It's just with a 12-hour cook like a brisket, that's impossible to do at whatever event you're going to or a pop-up site. It's just not possible to do that.
Right.
And I would say with most hot sides, prepare them in a food safe environment, reheat them, have your sternos and whatnot to hot hold them at the event. Cold sides, that's a little more difficult because health department wants you to have those refrigerated, not just on ice at your events. So I avoided doing any cold side items at my pop-ups. That's just me. And I knew doing it that way, because all the side items that I cooked, I had the ability to actually cook on site. So I had the propane gas boiler that you could boil water to do noodles or put sweet potatoes, stuff like that. So I could actually cook everything on site if I had wanted to. And so that was kind of my way of, getting around it. So yeah, I mean, it's not illegal. It's not illegal.
It's not illegal.
Yeah, exactly. But
It's a type of food you have to do long cooks the day before. It's a hot, as simple as that. You
yeah,
can't do that on
Yeah.
site for everything. Not this type
Yeah.
of food.
right.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people get caught up in the verbiage in the code. And when you sign that document that says you're not supposed to prepare any food at home, as you're going out serving to the community, and that's what we're striving to do as much as possible. We do have certified kitchens that we do use. We are paying rent at these kitchens, and food needs to be cooked in a clean, safe environment, and it needs to be held at the proper temperatures, and then it needs to be rewarmed or held properly. I think what Sean is saying is that if we take the steps to be working food safe in every aspect of our operations, then when the health department does ask us the necessary questions, we need to be able to answer with smart answers that are reasonable, for safe operation.
Yeah, absolutely. And every major city has commercial kitchens you can rent for a couple hours to prepare those side items that you're going to be taking to the pop-up. And I would recommend doing that, especially as you get bigger. You just don't want to have to deal with any BS of you trying to cook stuff at home. So I would use those commercial kitchens. The only thing that you're really not going to be able to do at those kitchens is smoking your briskets and stuff like this. It's probably not that. You're not going to pay them for 12 hours to be there. So that's the only thing. Everything else, yeah, for sure. I think you should probably rent a commercial kitchen at some point to make sure you're doing everything.
Yeah.
the right way.
And you should,
Yeah. 'Cause-
anybody doing this should also get the Serve Safe certificates. That's going to
Yeah.
teach you
yes.
all the cleanliness and all that
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, 100%. That's a great point, TJ.
That's
You
a
know,
great point.
Go online, type in your whatever your state is, Serve Safe, and get your food handler's license. Just go ahead and get the manager license. It's a little bit more than the regular one, but if at some point you're going to be working with other people, you're going to need it anyway. So go ahead and get the manager food handler certification. Knock that out. You're going to learn a lot of good stuff, and you're going to learn how and what you should be doing and what you should not be doing to make sure the food is safe.
And I'm going to reiterate, that's the most important thing.
Yeah. Brian said, I met a fella says you need to pay a kitchen to just say you made your potato salad there, then just make it at home. Well, see, that just doesn't make sense, though. Why pay the kitchen if you're not going to use it? That don't make no sense. You might as well use the kitchen, man.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I see where they're going with that. There are people that I do know that have a name on the kitchen, and they don't. Their name is on the list. They have nothing scheduled on their hours.
Yeah.
So a lot of people do play that, but I've worked out of the home kitchen, and it's not fun. It's just the sinks aren't the right size.
It's
The
not
counter
super,
space. Say again.
and it's not super sanitary either, if we're being honest.
No, it's not. No, we're not.
Not for the volume.
Not for
the
volume.
And so I don't want people to misunderstand what we're saying. Like what we're saying is, yes, you want to do everything as close to by the book as possible. As close as possible. Rent the commercial kitchen for a couple hours to do your prep if you're doing sides and stuff like that. But what we're saying is with something like brisket, that's something you're not going to be able to do at a commercial kitchen. So yes, you're probably going to do it at your house, in your backyard, on your smokers, but just make sure that you do your best to make sure the entire place is as sanitary as possible. You're wearing gloves, you're changing gloves, you're wiping down your prep table, you're doing all that good stuff. You don't have animals in the background, stuff like that, right? So, yeah. I think we're good on that, right?
I believe so.
We were pretty clear on that. I was lucky enough to be able to get a restaurant space pretty quick to use, right? I only had, I probably did 10 to 12 pop-ups before I got the restaurant space. But that's because I knew what I was doing. I had a plan. Like I knew exactly what my goal was, and I was searching for a space. So that's pretty quick, but yeah. Cool. Good deal. What else we got? Any remaining questions? We got 21 people in the chat. We better have 21 likes on this live stream. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh yeah, let me get my like in because I'm in the chat too. For
Yeah,
sure.
you better hit that
come
like
on.
button. For those of you guys who came in late, my 250-gallon smoker has been complete. Going to pick it up for Paul at PRN Barbecue Co. tomorrow. So you guys will be getting some sneak peeks of that tomorrow for sure. You guys will be able to see that. And then there'll be many videos coming up on the smoker, first cooks, stuff like that will be coming up. And I've got a lot of content coming for the members. So if you're not a member, join the channel. You get the members only videos at any level membership. So join at any level you like, but the one to be at the party is at the barbecue business coaching level. That's where you get the one-on-one coaching. That's where you get all the secrets, and that's where all the fun starts. Bowser's Barbecue, when is your grand opening? It is May 30th through June 1st. We'll be there 11 a.m. to sold out, my friend. And then it's beers on TJ. Just kidding. I got plenty of beer. We'll have plenty of beer. Don't worry about that. Let's see what else we got in here. James Media said, thank you guys. I like this show. We're glad you like it, James. Tailgate LLC says, let's go. We'll talk about the new smoker. What else we got in here? Jimmy Newcomb. I'm new to this. I'm doing my first event next weekend. I bought an ice cream chest that gets to 0 degrees so far. I can keep my items cold on site. See, that is awesome.
Yeah.
I never even thought of that. I never thought of getting an ice cream chest. Or like, oh, he said an ice chest.
Okay, let me
It's a nice chest.
Huh.
They have some that you can plug in, like 12 volt.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's
Yes,
interesting.
So I have one, right? You were getting on me about that, but yes, I did buy a $500 igloo that gets to 0 degrees. It will freeze on both sides, and it is awesome because I can get that to frozen
Yeah.
and throw all my potato salads in there, and
So-
then unplug it, and then it stays frozen for the day. Or I can take my battery with me by electric battery and then plug it right in, or the car charger or the carport.
Well, I guess we all have different level of
Yeah.
needs, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
$500 ice chest,
I know. I know.
just give me a $25 one from Academy, the ones that I bought from Academy, they don't even have a plug to drain it. They don't even have a
Wow.
plug to drain it. You got to dump
Okay. Yeah.
it out. That's funny. I'll give you a hard time.
Oh, I'm not worried about it.
But no,
I'm not worried about it.
that would come in major handy for your pop-up. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
On site.
Some states require that you have to have refrigeration. My state does not. Or not. Yeah, my state, or at least my county, does not require refrigeration.
they don't
Ice
require it
chest.
at the pop-up, or they don't require it for your cold items.
They don't require mechanical refrigeration for cold items.
See, Texas does, or at least my
Yes.
county does. So that's why when I was doing pop-ups, I wasn't doing any cold sides. So interesting. Okay. Tailgate 360 LLC says congratulations. Brian says my goal is actually to do everything under the barbecue tent, cook hamburgers and dogs while I'm smoking the brisket until I can build a food truck. Okay, good deal. Good deal. All electric. Yep. RV 12 volt. Jimmy said, I'm in Crosby. I've been wanting to come try you out. Okay, good deal. Yeah, come out for the grand opening. You'll get to meet all three of us. I got a feeling that Greg's probably taller and more handsome than me. I don't know about TJ, but
Nah, I don't know about taller. I don't know about taller. I'm only 5'5".
no, you're lying.
Yeah, seriously.
That's cap.
five-
You are not 5'5".
5'6". Oh, my friend said I'm 5'4". No, I'm probably like 5. I'm probably like 5'6".
I know you're lying.
No, man, seriously, yeah. I'm a small guy.
Right at 6 foot.
TJ, you believe that?
I would not have thought that. It's his big personality.
Okay.
No,
Makes him
this
seem
is a
taller.
big head. That's
I
just a
feel like
big
he's
head for a
just-
big hat.
I feel like he's gonna show up and be 6'5". Watch. He's gonna be like, "What did you say about me on that live?"
Yo, I bring 6'5" energy everywhere I go.
Okay.
That's how
I
he
bring
makes up.
6'5" energy. That's how I make up, for sure.
Yeah, Jimmy, come to the grand opening, man. May 30th through June 1st. We'll all three be there. It's gonna be a good time, man. Come on out. Rich says I've had Brisket Daddy barbecue, and his barbecue is fire.
Oh my God, yo,
Well, he
what's
said
going on,
Brisket
Rich?
Daddy. He said Brisket Daddy barbecue.
He got a typo.
No, I don't think it was a typo. I think he meant to
I
put
don't know.
that.
He capitalized that. Yeah.
Yeah, he knew what he was saying.
Oh, logical thinker, you better get on him now. You better keep me safe. We're at an hour and 4. Go ahead.
She fell back. I don't know if she's still on the line or not.
And she may not be, because she knew we were going to be here for an hour, so she was like, "I'm gonna go ahead and go."
Yeah.
But it's been an hour, man. We gotta close it out. What's going on?
We're popping off. I hope everyone has a great night. Hope everyone has a good weekend, and we will see you next week. Become a member. There will be videos this week. Thank you.
All right, TJ. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, man.